Thank you. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Mr. Yoshitani. My name is Heather Worthley, and I'm the Executive Director of Port Jobs. Pleased to be here today to tell you about our 2010 annual report. You last heard from us 1 year ago when we presented our 2009 report to you, and then again in November when our contract was renewed. So we'll just briefly go over our 2010 numbers, and then we'd be pleased to entertain any questions you have about our 2010 performance or what's happened during the first 9 months of this year. As you know, the Port spearheaded the creation of Port Jobs in 1993, and to date, we've served more than 70,000 community residents and have helped more than 11,000 people find jobs here at SeaTac Airport and in the skilled trades through our work with the Apprenticeship Opportunities Project. In 2010, we expanded our outreach to veterans and to newly arrived immigrants and refugees, and you'll be hearing a little bit more about that from some of our public testimony speakers. In 2010 specifically, we saw over 8,000 job seekers in our airport jobs office down the hallway in the mezzanine, and filled...
How does that compare to like previous years?
I'm so glad you asked. Fast forwarding.
Oh, I didn't mean to exaggerate.
We thought it might be of interest to you to see what has happened as the economy dipped over the last 3 years. So what you see here in the top chart is the number of hires made through our airport jobs office over the last 4 years, and below the number of job seekers that we saw in the airport jobs office over the same time period. So that not a perfect, but almost an inverse correlation, so that as the economy got worse and as its effects were particularly felt here in Washington in 2009, we saw a record number of, and these are individual, unduplicated people, many of whom visit the office repeatedly. So we saw more than 9,000 people in 2009 and 536 people hired. Back when the economy was good, in 2007, before things dipped, we saw only 6,450 job seekers, of whom 1,200 got jobs. So what we've seen is a dip from 19% of folks coming in the office getting jobs back in 2007 to roughly 5% over the last 2 years. And I think it's a microcosm of what we're seeing across the country and everywhere else. So, going backwards for a moment.
That's my fault.
Sorry. We have, in addition to the work we do at Airport Jobs, a program called Airport University, and you'll be hearing from Mary Turla, who's our Airport University coordinator. We bring Highline Community College faculty on site here to the airport to teach credit-bearing college classes to incumbent low-wage workers. And it's a training and career advancement project that was seeded with the support the port provides, and we add to that grant funding that we seek out through competitive grant RFPs. We were recently awarded, just last month, a United Way grant to help us further develop what we call our whole family neighborhood jobs pipeline, helping folks from the surrounding communities not only find work at the airport, but also find better work, next jobs, and next steps career advancement. Airport University is a big part of that. We awarded 127 scholarships in 2010, and with those, we help folks get that foot in the door, not just to the courses that we bring here on site, which we offer at no cost to those airport workers who wish to take advantage of them, but to also take that next step to go to a college campus. It's often Highline Community College, as that's the closest college to the airport, and most of our workers live closest to Highline, to take classes on college campuses. And we've been very happy to see some of our student workers or working students, because all of them are working at least one full-time job and often more than one job here at the airport, go on into AA degree programs and other industry recognized certificates through this program. The Apprenticeship Opportunities Project, as I think you all know, has been a Port-sponsored and Port-supported project for the last 18 years. We contract with apprenticeship and non-traditional employment for women and men anew. Heather Winfrey is also here to talk a little bit about that today. And as you can see, again, with the economic dip, back in '07, we saw 147 people placed into skilled apprenticeships in the construction trades. In 2010, that was 72. Another piece of the Apprenticeship Opportunities Project offers support services dollars to those folks who are trying to get into apprenticeship and stay in apprenticeship, and that's become much more critical over the past 3 years as construction has dipped by more than 30%. So we have helped folks pay their union dues to stay in apprenticeship while work is scarce. And you can see in this pie chart, we gave out $34,000 to 104 apprentices in 2010 for tuition, clothing, tools, books, etc. This is just a quick bullet list of the other wraparound services. We have tried to turn Airport Jobs into a one-stop center. We are a WorkSource connection site. We do not receive any funding from WorkSource, but we post their jobs and they post our jobs in a mutually beneficial arrangement. We have developed a program called Financial Tools for the Trades, where we teach financial literacy to construction apprentices, and we actually took that nationwide this year with the National Elevator Industry Education Program, purchasing our curriculum to use in all of their training centers nationwide. And we put that money back into the program. So we're trying to do a little self-sufficiency there. We work with United Way to do free tax preparation in the Airport Jobs Office during tax season through their volunteer tax prep program, which many port employees volunteer with. And in 2010, we saw 435 airport workers who had their taxes done for free. The average adjusted gross income of those filers was $25,000, and it brought back $694,000 in tax refunds to those 435 people. And a big chunk of that was earned income tax credit. We participate in the state DSHS Basic Food Employment and Training Program and have helped 58 people in 2010 get jobs at the airport through that program. And the Neighborhood Jobs Pipeline I referred to earlier is in partnership with the White Center Community Development Association, where we work with Eileen Balahadia and the Refugee Federation. You'll also be hearing from a representative from the Refugee Federation to speak about that work as well. So, quick highlights. You also have a copy of our funding table, and as we discussed last year, we take the port's investment and more than double it with other funding from a variety of partnerships, private foundations, and other government grants.